In this video, we're learning about heuristics and cognitive biases. So we'll cover what heuristics are, and then also look at cognitive biases. Let's start by understanding what heuristics are. We use the term heuristics to describe fast and efficient mental shortcuts that help us make quick decisions without having to think through every detail. They're automatic thinking strategies that our brains use in order to save time and effort when we're processing information or making judgments. In 1974, psychologists Amos Tversky and Daniel Kahneman ran a series of experiments where they asked participants to make various estimates and predictions. The study found that people consistently relied on three main heuristics: the Availability Heuristic, the Representativeness Heuristic, and Anchoring. The Availability Heuristic is when we judge how likely or frequent something is based on how easily examples come to mind. In one of the experiments, participants were asked whether there are more words in the English language that start with the letter K, or more words that have K as the third letter. The results showed that participants overestimated the number of words beginning with K and underestimated those with K as the third letter, even though in reality, words with K in the third position are actually twice as common. This happened because it's much easier to think of words by their first letter than by their third letter, so words starting with K felt more common. The representativeness heuristic is when we judge probability based on how well something matches a typical example in our minds. For this experiment, participants were given brief personality descriptions that were supposed to be about lawyers and engineers. The participants were also given information about the proportion of lawyers and engineers in the sample, with the first half being told that there were 30 engineers and 70 lawyers, and the second half being told there were 70 engineers and 30 lawyers. They were then asked to estimate the probability that each description belonged to either an engineer or a lawyer. For example, one description was of a conservative man who enjoyed puzzles and didn't care much for social issues, and most participants judged this person as likely to be an engineer, because the description matched their stereotype. The findings showed that participants largely ignored the proportional information and instead based their estimates on how similar the personality sounded to their stereotype of what an engineer is like. Anchoring, the third mental heuristic, refers to our tendency to rely too heavily on the first piece of information we receive when making estimates. In this experiment, participants spun a wheel of fortune that was labeled with values from 0 to 100, but was actually rigged to only stop at either 10 or 65. After spinning, participants were asked a completely unrelated question: what percentage of African nations are members of the United Nations? The participants who saw the number 10 on the wheel estimated the percentage at around 25%, while those who saw 65 gave a much higher estimate of around 45%. So even though the number on the wheel was completely irrelevant to the question, it still influenced their answers because it acted as an anchor that they adjusted from. Psychologists theorize that we developed these heuristics because they had adaptive value. If our ancestors heard rustling in the bushes, it was safer to assume it was a predator and run away than to stop and gather more evidence. In this way, heuristics were useful because they allowed for fast action in threatening situations, where spending time thinking through things slowly might have meant death. Finally, let's look at what cognitive biases are. The term cognitive biases describes systematic errors in our thinking that come from our mental shortcuts. Essentially, while heuristics are generally helpful, they can sometimes mislead us and cause us to make predictable mistakes. In the modern world, we're no longer making life or death decisions about predators most of the time, but our brains still use the same processing strategies, and this can lead to errors in judgment when we're dealing with complex information or statistics. We can actually see this in the lawyer-engineer experiment from earlier, when participants ignored the statistical information about the proportion of lawyers and engineers and only focused on how much the personality description matched their stereotype. Their reliance on the representativeness heuristic led them to make less accurate judgments. Another example of a cognitive bias is confirmation bias, which is our tendency to seek out, notice, and remember information that confirms what we already believe, whilst ignoring or dismissing information that contradicts our existing views. So if you believe that horses are always friendly, you're more likely to notice and remember the times you've met nice friendly ones, and overlook the times you've seen really angry ones. This has the effect of reinforcing your original belief, even if it isn't entirely accurate.
If you haven't heard yet, you can find all of our videos on our website, cognito.org. You'll also find questions, flashcards, exam-style questions, and past papers. And we track all of your progress so that you always know what to study next. So sign up for free by clicking here, or browse our playlist here on YouTube.